At long last, here we are. The CTGP festive season update is out. That's right, we are back. CTGP has had its update. We have 4 brand new tracks, 4 major updates, as well as 3 minor updates. Although I do consider, personally, at least one of the major updates to be a new track. So I am very excited for this. We're going to kick things off with the minor updates. The removals though for this update was Wuhu. I think it's called Wuhu Island in CTGP. They renamed all of the 3DS tracks for reference. I'm pretty sure it's called like Wuhu Mountain Loop. I honestly have no idea. The Wuhu tracks have always been really confusing to me. But I'm pretty sure in the pack it's called Wuhu Island. So that one has been removed alongside GCN Sherbet Land and Daisy Cruiser, which, to be honest, I'm quite sad about Sherbet Land, but don't really care too much about Daisy Cruiser. And then Troopa Beach, good riddance to Troopa Beach. I am not a fan of that track at all. But they have been the removals. The minor updates, we're kicking things off with Lakeside Park, and one thing for the minor tracks. The minor updates, sorry, is that they won't really be noticeable. A lot of the time, minor updates are bug fixes and under the hood changes. So this is one of them. They pretty much was just AMP changes and a few collision-based ones. I think fall boundaries and invisible walls were altered, and then the rest are like item routes and stuff. I'll leave the changelog on the screen for each track that requires it. I did notice something about the item box model being changed, although it does look the same to me, so I presume it is performance based. That's all I could think of. Maybe something to do with like split screen. That could be it as well. But it doesn't really tell me much other than that, to be honest. But yeah, it's Lakeside Park. It plays exactly the same as it did before. I just found the shortcut, like the Shroomus one at the end on this, to be honest. Otherwise I would have gone for it. But yeah, that is really all that there is to say about this track. Okay, Lunar Lights by Sneaky. This one is pretty similar, just a lot of optimizations and fixing materials for textures and stuff. The item box model with a 90 triangle version, once again, is in this. So I'm presuming that's an optimization thing, like they all look the same to me anyway. I want to say that is an actual in-game thing and not a custom like made thing, but I could be wrong. And the major note here though that like it is kind of visual is that there has been a texture change to the darker off-road texture, so that's been changed over from a different version. Can't really see anything. Oh wait, no, I can see it now. If you look closely at the grass, you'll see there's like an outline, there's like a line where it like gets darker towards the end there. There was also something, I believe, about a fence. Oh wait, no, that's a different version track, never mind. I have the wiki up there alongside me. For some reason the update like changelog in this is in a weird like layout, so it doesn't even look like the most recent version on the wiki, but it is. Yeah, it's Lunar Lights. This track's a really fun one. Once again, another big shortcut that I don't know right around here. Just some general optimization by the looks of things though, and a little bit of accessibility change in terms of the grass. I presume they have different collision and that's why it's been done. That's really all I can think of, but yeah, Lunar Lights, pretty fun track still. This is like my third time playing it though, and all 3 times have been today, so not really much to say other than that, to be completely honest. Still though, a super fun track, nevertheless. Okay, so Sahara Hideout next by Golden RS, Jasper and ZPL. This track is super fun. and I don't actually know what's changed because there's nothing on the wiki just yet. Once again, it'll be minor stuff like that. I don't expect it to be anything crazy. Lovely burnout, nice. This track though is so much fun. It had an overhaul like about a year ago, I think now. But it's a super fun track. Not really much to say other than how cool the track is. This is one of my favourites, I think, in the pack. I'd love to time trial this at some point. If I do, oh, I've got to use this now. Damn it. If I do, sorry, CT time trials again, I think this is one track I will come back to. Could be wrong, but I think the shortcut right there on that one was not visible unless she was in it. I think you had to go past the like wavy wall texture there. Like, I think it's sand. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure you had to go past that in order to see it. So I think that's like a big change here. Could be wrong. I'll have to like look on like the CTGP Expert Staff Ghosts video to have a look for sure. But I'm pretty sure that's at least one change, which I think is a good change. Nice little bit of accessibility there, because I don't think anyone really knew it was there, and it is also only a lap 1 cut, so I think it helps clarify that. This track though is so much fun for all the tricks you can do. That is such a cool little feature to have that there. No idea what's going on in that ramp though. Oh, weird. Another thing I like is you can do this. Oh, well, I didn't get to show it. Yeah, you can do a drift trick off of the start line. And that's something that, if I come back to CT creation, that is something I want to include in the track at some point. There's a lot of inspiration that I get from this track when playing it. That I'd love to include in my own tracks. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, other than the shortcut thing, I'm pretty sure nothing notable has changed. Like you can see, like I pretty sure it looked like this, so it looked very similar to it anyway. I'll have to get it up or something. But we ain't getting a shot. Reach out, damn it. Okay, time for some CTR N.Gin Labs. This track is a weird one in the pack, I feel, because it's banned on lounge. It's banned in lounge. It's banned in lounge, and I'm not quite sure why at the moment. I will have a look on the wiki though. This has had a very big update. A lot of changes have been made. I'm pretty sure there's more item boxes, or at least there is item boxes now there. That one definitely was something I noticed earlier. The reason... God, my commentary on this one's pretty funny. The reason why it's been late is because that cannon, I feel like you don't need it. But when I got the wiki up, I've just seen something about conditional out of bounds. Oh, God. So maybe that will give a clue. Not quite sure. That shortcut there is new as well. That was not there previously. That's a pretty cool shortcut to have, and I feel like these have been made more gradual across the whole track. Just like the bottom, like they used to be like these kind of ramps, like just very harsh. I'm not quite sure what that does. I'm presuming it's something like QM related, maybe, that like it just kind of like uncontrollable. Well, this one's a bit of a funny one, not gonna lie. But yeah, it had a major update Christmas Eve by the looks of it, and then it's had a few minor ones since just to fix some issues. I presume this one was like released in anticipation that the update was going to come out as scheduled, and then they found something since maybe, or something. But yeah, CTR N.Gin Labs, still a pretty cool track. I hope that this update fixes the issues that the track has had with lounge and just competitive. So I'm pretty sure it's not just lounge. I'm pretty sure like all competitive, like clan wars and stuff as well, have it banned. I presume so. If anyone plays competitive CTs, can let me know like why, if I don't figure it out. I'm presuming it's something to conditional out of bounds or something, but I don't see why that would be an issue. So if someone can let me know, that would be great. But yeah, it's still N.Gin Labs. I feel like that's kind of the funniest bit, like, oh, these are still the same track. Overall though, like, this has definitely been a big improvement on the track. just some like minor but like big things as a whole. Like you would have thought like such small changes would make such a big difference, but yet they do. Yeah, and honestly, like it's a really fun track to play. I wish it was in competitive. I don't play competitive at the moment. It's something I may start doing. You know, just maybe a teaser. Who knows? But yeah, this is a track that I would definitely want to pick, and I'd probably obviously will pick online. I'm pretty sure you could do like a path switch kind of thing there to get to another track ramp from the cannon there. I'm pretty sure that is still possible, but I don't know how you do it, so I don't go for it. I probably wouldn't do the final turn right, so that probably says more than you need to know. But yeah, that is still a pretty cool, track update. Okay, now this one may be my favourite from this update, if I'm completely honest. Forest Freak by Bits and Oakim. There's a bit of confusion on the wiki, so I think I have the right one up. It is obviously a major overhaul to the track, updated by Bits, Boat Sushi and Kane, so pretty cool. I love this though. This looks absolutely stunning. The burnouts. Yeah, this looks absolutely stunning now. I love those custom Goombas, and just whole visual look for this track now is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think there's been a layout change a part of this. Looks like some just like mostly visual changes. But yeah, this is a really fun track. It already played really well. Like it's actually quite a fun track to play. But since the the visual overhaul, which I had seen actually on the wiki already, maybe a few weeks back actually I saw it. I didn't realize it was coming for CTGP though. I thought it was just like a custom like, just fun, you know, like maybe a different pack would get it. I didn't think CTGP was getting it, to be completely honest. I don't know why, because like usually that is the case for tracks that are already in the pack. But yeah, this track looks so good now, and there's a cute little detail over there. I'll probably pop it on screen, of Shy Guys and Koopas around a campfire. I think that's so adorable. It's such a cute little detail, and that's one thing I like about like when tracks do. Like they add like live. They have like, yeah, I guess like life, I can't talk for some reason. They have like personality and just like general life to the track. Gotta use this now, I guess. I just like when they add that. It adds a lot more character. But yeah, this track now looks amazing. It definitely looked outdated before, so I'm really glad that they've done this overhaul to it. In fact, you know what, I'm just gonna show it now. Like, look at how cute this is. This is so adorable. I love this. It looks so cute. Honestly, this is probably my favourite shit of the track. Just being honest. Yeah, the track still plays super well. And this now looks absolutely stunning. It's definitely one of the best looking tracks in the pack in my opinion. Definitely up there with like, definitely up there with Full Angels and like GBA Peach's Castle and probably Shy Guy Lumco. I'd probably throw in the mix there as well. So a huge W for this update. I'm definitely picking this online now. Like, if I'm pressing up on the D-pad. Oh, this was shit, guys. Sorry. Definitely a track that I am picking online a lot more than what I would have done before. Now that it just looks absolutely phenomenal. Just to be honest, before that, I have to admit, like, even though the track played really well, I'd often forget about it. So now I can't forget about this. This is probably my favorite track in this update, to be honest. So absolutely love this one. Okay, GBA Peach Circuit, now by CP Fusion. I don't understand why this is considered a major update, to be honest, because it's a whole new version. It's basically a new track. I believe we had Chaos Shadows before this, which played okay, but it was obviously extremely faithful. I think this one will play a little bit better because it's optimized to the game. And I saw this. I actually saw this very early on in development, so I kind of know what I was getting myself into with this. I really like the dirt section now. It's a lot lower. Well, sorry, not lower. It's a lot smoother. It doesn't go as far down as it used to. The ducks in this bit are really cute as well. This whole section is super adorable. In fact, the whole track is really lovable, to be honest. It's a very pretty track. One thing I've noticed, based on the minimap actually, which isn't an area I've got to complain about, to be honest, is you can drive up to Peach's castle, and you can go inside it apparently. Oh, that's cool. Wait, can you go in any of the doors? Okay, no, the doors are wall collision, but it's nice that you can, like, okay. It's nice that you can go into Peach's castle regardless though. Yeah, this track plays super well now. A much needed overhaul with quite a few shortcuts as well, especially in that section. It's like 3. But yeah, it plays really well now and looks absolutely stunning. The only issue I really have with the actual track gameplay is I wish that the bridges you could trick on. It's not a major issue to have, but I think it would have been nice to have some like drift tricks to kind of break up a lot of the straights. And then the minimap, I don't really like when they add all the off-road into the minimap. I don't know, I don't think it looks clean in order to do it that way, to be completely honest. Although that is kind of that's kind of the way I realised you could drive up to Peach's castle, to be honest. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but you know, like it's a minimap, like it's not a crazy big deal either. So I still like this. This is still a very fun update. Well, it's not an update. It's a new track. Like, I don't understand why it's considered a major update, but I think it's probably because it was already a GBA Peach Circuit in the pack, so that's probably why. But yeah, a brand new version of the track. You can see a few shortcuts there as well. But yeah, brand new track, brand new version of Peach Circuit, a big improvement from the previous version. Okay, on to the officially described as new tracks. Bouldergeist's Ghostly Manor by Bits. I've played this track once already, and I don't know. I think it's a cool track, but I don't know if I'm a fan of it, to be honest. I just don't really feel anything with this track. Like I don't look at this track or like play the track. At least in my first attempt, I didn't really feel anything from it. This section's pretty cool. I like how they've used the BCV wavy road without like actually needing to like have the room. This section, this was pretty cool. Having like the road up like that, and then like, yeah, it played a bit janky, I think, maybe. It's been the wrong way a little bit. But yeah, this is still a really fun like kind of section. Other than that though, I don't know, I don't really feel anything from this track. It's hard to say, like, it's not a bad track by any stretch of imagination. I think it's a very creative one, and visually it looks really good. But gameplay-wise, I don't really think there's anything to it, if I'm honest. The cannon's a bit weird, but I could get behind that. Like, cannon's on like the end of the world for me. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really feel anything. I feel like this is the kind of track, right? Oh, okay. This is the kind of track that might grow on me. That's kind of how I feel on it, because it's not necessarily bad. Like, inherently, I don't think it's a bad track at all. And I think it does deserve to be in the pack, to be honest, because I'm sure I'm probably in the minority. I keep making that mistake. I made that mistake earlier as well. Yeah, I don't necessarily think, like, it's a bad track per se. I'm definitely in the minority that, I don't know, maybe it's just going to be one of those mid-tracks, you know? But, like, there's been tracks in the pack in the past, like Lumpy's Leg There, for instance, that got removed, and weren't very popular, and I think they're amazing tracks, so my opinion isn't definitely a major one. But, yeah, it's an okay track. Like, it has some creative juices flowing in it, sure, but, I don't know, I feel like this section here is a bit jank, but at the same time, like that, for instance, like, it's a bit jank. I feel like that's the kind of section though, like, I need to like time trial it and really like understand how the track plays in order to do that. That's kind of how I feel like maybe that section is. And then there's like the trick up here, which is pretty cool, but you can't trick on the other section. Yeah, maybe honestly this is a track that's just gonna grow on me. I don't know. It exists, that's kind of about as much as I feel for it right now. Okay, here we go with Cubing Conundrum by Adam. This track I really like. I do quite like this one. and I feel like there's a lot of it I haven't actually tried yet. Haven't seen anything from Adam before, so I think this may be first CT potentially. I'll have a look on the wiki later, and I'll add it on in case. Me and Burnouts, man, me and Burnouts. Anyway, this track's super cool. The layout makes it look really basic, but it's actually not. Like, the minimap looks kind of basic, whereas it isn't at all. There's a lot of custom effects going on, which I really like. Really like the trick animation that they changed. The blooper, if we'll see it as well, I think is super cool. So there's a few shortcuts in that lying around, which are really cool. I haven't tried them yet though. So who knows, maybe if we keep these mushrooms we'll get to do one. Let's see. It's very also clear where to go as well, which I really like. I really like how obviously like clear it is. I don't know if I'm a fan. This controller sucks, it actually does. I pressed up on the D-pad there, and I got a side trick which killed all my momentum, so I couldn't actually realign that. I may need to look at what the fuck is going on with my controller. Maybe I need a new one. I'm not quite sure. Of course, now it's giving me all the up tricks in the world. There we go, side trick. It's always a left side trick as well. So, ooh, I forgot about the lightning. The shock is white, which I really like. I think that's how it should be in game. I really want to like have like a custom texture of that, to be honest. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, this track is super fun. I think it's also one of those tracks. Oh, what's it? It's like it's Hammock one. I want to say it's called Hammock's Mansion or Manor, something like that. Which is very similar, but I feel like this is a lot better than it because there's just more to do, I think, and it's not just like figure eight. But yeah, this track is super fun. I really like this one. And it's also very easy to know where to go. That's one of the big things I like about it. Like, there is some arrows, but you don't need a lot of them. I feel like just these like ones here are the only ones that you really need. Wow, 2 shots, very quick together as well. Oh, blue shot. But yeah, I really do like this track. If you come back to CT time trials, this is one I would love to time try. I think. It's just the bloody controller, you know. I don't understand. Like, maybe one day, if I can, and by that point I'm still using this controller, I'll add like a hand cam, just to show like I've got no part of my finger on any of the like other buttons on the D-pad. Yet for some reason I'm getting side tricks for days, and I think that's probably why half the time I'm missing pals and wheelies, because it's registering it as a side trick, side input, not actual up input. That's my assumption anyway. I'm not quite sure. Well, that's what killed that shortcut for me there. But still, oh, there's the blooper. See, it's so cool. This track is really fun. I like all the extra custom things. I don't really have any complaints about it either. It is a very fun track. Mushlight's Reprise by Fafine. I really do actually like this track, to be honest. I think it is a pretty cool one. It looks stunning, by the way. It is very, to me actually though, it is very reminiscent of Pinocchio Cave. And that's a good thing. I think Pinocchio Cave is quite a pretty track as well. So it kind of reminds me of that. I love the item boxes. I really wish I knew how they did that, because I would love to make similar to my own tracks if I do come back. But I know it's like a file, like a BRES, but I'm not quite sure if like it's just like a simple like color change or in the texture or what. Same with those like clear ones that are in some tracks and textures. Like I don't understand how that works myself. But yeah, this is a very fun track. I feel like it's one that's very kind of probably difficult to master with the mushrooms at the end. I'm really curious to see how this one is at like world record level in the future. But Love when my drift don't come out. Also, they're actual like regular proper collision. They're not like whoops like all wall. So you can't actually fall in between the cracks there, which I do kind of like, to be honest. Adds a little bit of difficulty, I think, if you get like piled there or something in like an awkward spot. Yeah, this track plays super well. There's not really much more to say about it because it is such a good track. The mushrooms, I think the only issue I already have actually is that the mushrooms are a bit inconsistent in their colouring. So those two there that are bouncy are blue, which is consistent. But then this next one down here at the wooden round, this is like a different colour and like a entire texture. Like this is like a very neon purple, and I just wish they were the same like texture just to make it a little bit more consistent. Other than that though, I genuinely don't have any issues with this track. I think it's a super fun one. Sunrise Slopes by Bugsy, and I have to admit, I don't think I'm a fan of this track. I played it once earlier, and I feel like the track is absolutely beautiful. It's a very good looking track, and Bugsy never fails to deliver on that. However, I feel like the gameplay on this track is just, I wouldn't say it's like really bad or anything, but like, it's boring. That's kind of the way I describe it. Like, and I don't think this is necessarily a specific track issue for me. I think it's more of a personal preference. And obviously this is not something that can be rectified. For me personally, I'm not a fan of one-lap tracks or section tracks in general. In fact, I'm one of those weirdos that thinks that 3DS Rainbow Road should be more than one lap, like it is in CTGP. Because I don't know what it is about a one-lap track or a section-based track in general. I just don't like them. Like Mount Wario, I hate. 3DS Rainbow Road, other than in CTGP, don't like. You know, just all of them. They just, I don't know. They are, to me, they are boring and they drag. And I don't know inherently why. Because like the 3DS Rainbow Road, for instance, or it's like Rainbow Road Cider Edition in this pack because they rename all the 3DS tracks. Honestly, I like it when it's more than one lap. So I genuinely, why am I failing pals? Come on, it's like it's a sidetrack thing again, I think. But yeah, I just don't quite know. It's like something like maybe it's because I know. Or like I expect to like have like the one lap thing or like the next lap thing come up, but even section based, like where you normally would get that in like Mario Kart 7, 8 and World, even that drags for me. So I'm honestly gonna admit, kind of, yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. I don't really like this track, other than its visuals, which are absolutely beautiful. And like this section for it's like this is such a cute little section and like in the middle of like a cave. I just struggle to find myself enjoying the track so far. Sorry Bugsy on that one. I hope that didn't sound mean. Like I'm not trying to like get on the track or its creator, because obviously it's a very good track. Otherwise it would not have made it into the pack, kind of thing. You know, like there's not really been many. Like I think there's only been really like 1 or 2 tracks over the last like a year and a half that have made it in the pack where I've genuinely thought should have been in the pack. And still, this is not one of them. Like I still think this is a place in the pack. So it is still a good track. I just don't think it's for me, if I'm being completely honest. Which is unfortunate because, you know, like if it was a smaller track and was like 3 laps, or even if it was just 2 laps, I think I would enjoy it a lot more. And I honestly don't quite know why that is, but it's just a personal preference I have, so that is a bit unfortunate. But obviously, you know, still a very good track, especially on visuals. It's absolutely stunning. So that being said, kind of a shame I'm not really a fan of it, but it is still absolutely beautiful. Now, I may have saved the best till last. It has finally happened. Desert Castle Raceway has had a major overhaul, and just look at that name in blue. Yep, I am the one who did it. My name is etched into CTGP folklore. I don't know. It's a bit surreal to me still. But yeah, I did a major Desert Castle Raceway update. Like a year and 6 months ago now. It was pretty long time ago, and I edited it to sorry, I submitted it to CTGP, and it was accepted. It did go for like a lengthy like feedback phase, as well, just before that. So I kind of knew like it wasn't. To be honest, like it probably shouldn't even had to be submitted because I think everyone kind of knew like it was gonna be submitted. But sorry, should I say? But it was, and then after that, to be honest, I lost all motivation. Genuinely, like I'd been working on it for over a year at that point. It was basically the only thing I was really spending my free time doing, and I think that partly killed my motivation. So it wasn't really worked on for a while, and then thankfully it was let me get this right. Because I'm going to look it up. Joey, GeForce, Kane, and Bosushi finished this off for me. They got it out with a. It didn't really need much, like a crazy amount, I don't think. But yeah, they managed to get it out, and they worked on it and got it done. And I'm so grateful for them for doing that because I really wanted this update in the pack. I'm not grateful. That's so stupid. Such bad timing. But yeah, like I say, they finished it off. Really got this in the pack, and actually, the changes that they did make, especially like the visuals, made this look the exact way that I wanted it to look. So I am really happy that they did that, and yeah, this update is now in the pack. Like after a long time of it, you know, just not being in the pack, and like yeah, the update was out on the wiki, but changes was still needed before it made it into CTGP, and now it is, and my name is etched into the credits of the track and into the pack, and that's kind of surreal because like, you know, it was like 10 years ago now when I was watching PK Sparks' CTGP playthrough, and that really got me inspired to make my own CTs, which I didn't do until like a few years ago when I started 2023. And you know, I want to come back. You know, I haven't released anything in over a year now. I think my last release was actually Hearts of the Sea, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I would love to come back to this, or CP creation, sorry, and make charts again. It's just if I have the time for it, but it is something I would kind of like to do this year. We'll see about that though. Yeah, we have a pretty big update to this track. I know it doesn't look the same way as like, let's say like Forest Creek. Like Forest Creek blows this out of the water in my opinion. In terms of the visual department, a lot of tracks do. But regardless, I'm still proud of this. Like, you know, this is my own track of fun, no trick. You know, I'm really happy with this. You know, if we can drive the right way, that'd be great. Yeah, you know, this is still a super fun update, in my opinion. I'm really proud of this. I couldn't really show all the changes, so I'm gonna put up the expert staff ghost, and we will go through them while staff plays. Now, we look at that as well, by the way. I am the expert staff ghost with this 309.740. It's not the time I wanted, so I'd set a 309.3. And then we realized when the ghost database came up that it wasn't on the leaderboard, so it was set on a different version, which was super unfortunate, so I had to redo it. And I was really sleep deprived, and I think that cost me a little bit of pace, so I think it like I just basically couldn't get to the same time, so we ended up using this time. Instead, if it gets like a minor update or something, like I'll be able to make it way quicker, I think, or at least like half a second quicker. We shall see though. This is what we've got for now. Which was it was a bit sad because I definitely wanted to make a better time, especially given that Pascal's expert from the previous update was way harder. But you know, is what it is. A few minor changes. Some of the areas have been smoothed out, like the first 3 turns. I smoothed them out a bit, so they play a little bit better. You still can get some routers, especially on turn 2, but it's not as severe as it was before. Over here, there used to be a respawn cut on the left, which has been removed because there was no real point in keeping it in. It was time trial exclusive. You weren't allowed to do it online, and you had been banned, and it was also banned from Mogi, so there was no real point in keeping it. The bridge also was smoothed out. It can sometimes give like a slip drift, but I'm not quite sure if that's any quicker. The trick there has been made more consistent as well. However, it may shoot you to one side sometimes. I'm not sure if there's a way to get around that. To be honest, I've only noticed that if you hop trick it. Like if you just get a regular trick, I've never noticed it. So it might just be like don't hop trick it, which doesn't make a difference anyway because it's sticky road. So it doesn't make a difference to the actual trick you get. And then the pillar here has been moved forward, so it's not like in your way anymore for going for the low. I did remove it myself, but I think they brought it back and just repositioned it. Here's a big change though. So obviously the respawn cut is gone, and here we have a highway cut instead, which is a pain in the arse if you get paced up by the cars. But yeah, that's a much better cut in my opinion. You could do it online as well. So it feels like a solid replacement for the respawn cut in general. Oh yeah, fire snakes. These have been repositioned. These will be some just after this hill, but obviously that was kind of like a blind spot. So they've been repositioned to there. There's some more that's been added later on as well, I believe. I don't think they were repositioned. I'm pretty sure they're new. The main, obviously, visual changes. It's now set during sunset, which was polled, and I think is a much better change in my opinion as well. Obviously, the light map, the walls here are 3D. Thank you to I don't know which one who did that, but thank you to whoever did that because that was when I lost all motivation. Was trying to do that. To be completely honest, that was such a pain. Because obviously it's a really old model, so it's not like great to work with. Here's the big change though. This is the biggest gameplay change. A cloud section has been added, inspired by the very original version of the track, which had it. Removes the cannon, which honestly there was no point in having the cannon. It was just this stupid little extra thing that was added for no reason. So I'm glad. That was I think that was one of the first things we did. I'm pretty sure that may have even been the first thing I did, was remove the cannon. I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly how the development timeline panned out. There was a few things I wanted to change. I wanted to change the intro cameras, but whenever I if I I'd remove all the cameras and then redo them, and I would never have this issue on any other track. But if I just removed them and that was it, it would function fine. You just won't get obviously the versus race panorama at the start. That just wouldn't play. But if I did change them, and so the cameras worked, but then always at 1 minute 20 seconds it would just crash, and I never knew what the issue with that was. So we just referred them back because I could never understand it, and don't think anyone else could. At least that I'd actually seen me mention it. But yeah, it was very much a pain in the arse. Even making the mini-map, that was a pain in the arse. That was for some reason crashing the trek loads. I can't remember how he fixed that. I think it was Brawlbox that fixed that as well. But obviously, there's been a lot of work on this track, not just by me, but also by others. I'll get up the wiki page real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot it does that. For some reason, yeah, it DCs. You control it. This gets you control all that. Professional YouTuber, by the way. yeah, so yeah, thank you to Joey, GeForce, Kane, and Bosushi for help getting this across the line and added into CTGP. And then yeah, like I say, Brawlbox, I'm pretty sure fixed the minimap. I had help from TL. TL? Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah. I'm thinking of Caruso's old username. Yeah, it's definitely TL. Yeah, thank you to TL. Bugsy as well helped with some issues. Gabriella, I'm pretty sure, did as well. Yeah, thank you. Basically, thank you to everyone that helped, especially Trip Council, helping getting this across the line, as well as giving a lot of useful feedback. Everyone who did. This was my. I will say this is probably my most proudest track update, or like track I've worked on. Just because of the challenge of updating a track that was already like loved and bringing it up to a standard like I say, like, you know, this isn't Forest Creek, this isn't like Starry Cityscape, you know, like this track doesn't, like, it doesn't look as good, but I think it looks a lot better, and I think it is more up to modern standards than it was. And you know, it's nice knowing that, like, when I play this pack now, like when I play CT Worldwides, if this track gets picked, it's like, hey, that's the track. That's what I did. You know, like that cloud section, I made that. You know, like that was all mine. Besides like the arrows, but like, you know, like that was mine. You know, and yeah, it's just nice knowing that you know, like my work's finally in the pack. A lot of work went into this. Like say, like. The development time for 2.0 was over a year, and that came out on the 19th of I'm trying to think of months now. The fourth one was the fourth month of the year. Oh god, this is professional YouTuber. April, yeah. Came out as 20. Can't even talk now. On the 19th of April 2024. And then the update itself was released on the 24th. On Christmas Eve last year, 2025. So yeah, it's crazy to think that it's been that long, but it is finally here. It's definitely, like, I don't know, I feel like it's probably my greatest achievement in life. Just to be honest. But yeah, to finally have a track in the pack, to have my name in it, given that only 10, like, it was like literally 10 years ago that I was watching PK Sparks' playthrough and really was inspired to make my own tracks. I think I even designed some on paper. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I just wish this Expert Staff Coast was harder, to be honest. And I hope that this update is liked. Obviously, when you update a track that's already quite popular, it can be controversial, and it can be... Yeah, it can be an unpopular decision, but I hope that the update is received positively. We'll see in due course. But yeah, that is it for today. I now need to go change the batteries in my controller because it's getting low. Maybe I'll play some CT Worldwides later. Who knows? If you could play the pack, and you are free to update CTGP and get playing, because it is a very good update. Definitely worth the wait with all the delays and that. And yeah, I shall see you very soon.